Hey, this is Joe with Typewrite. Just a quick update video on my Olivetti Underwood 21. In a previous video, I had changed the ribbon out because I had a tear in it, and I put in a really old new stock ribbon that I got in a box of them from an eBay auction, and I went ahead and I wound them onto the original spools and everything, and it wasn't very dark. It was pretty faint. And a little while ago, I thought, well, I'm going to do the trick, some, spray lubricant, WD-40 or whatever variety you prefer. And I got about that print quality out of it. It's readable, but it's not what you would expect from a typewriter, especially from a good typewriter. So um, I'm going to go ahead and on camera, I'm going to go ahead and swap out the ribbon. I got this ribbon here. I think this is from FJA Products again. Um, there's a nice little note on there about using it with your Underwood. Um, but let's go ahead and we'll undo these. It's the original spools, so it has the little thumb screws on the top. Let's go ahead and it's been a little bit since I've done this. And I'm not sure, I had a couple other typewriters. I have a couple of Letteras that I got that had some faded ribbons on them, and I went ahead and did the WD-40 trick on them, and it actually worked. I actually got some, it wasn't the greatest of print. Let me see if I can find an example of one. Here's one. It was just some test print. Wasn't the greatest evenness, but it was actually, readable and a darker print. And so I'm just going to go ahead and probably should have done this ahead of time. But hey, we can either speed this up or we can talk about how things are and how we're all doing and the state of the world while I unwind these ribbons. Um, I'm gonna try. I'll probably try to edit this up a bit so that it looks, it's a little more streamlined. But I mean, it's not going to take that much time to get these threaded across. Let's see. It's getting there. I don't want to throw it away is what the issue is. I want to do another video in the future. I want to try to re-ink a ribbon. And I figure this one is just as good a candidate as any other. So I don't want to throw it away or ruin it or anything. I got some ink, some Faber-Castell drawing ink. It's waterproof ink. I got it at Value Village for a crazy cheap price. And if that works, then I'm going to be able to re-ink all of my ribbons instead of having to automatically, I won't have to buy ribbons, let's put it that way. I'll get to a point where I might have some that are already re-inked and I can swap them out, but it won't be to the point where I have to buy a ribbon every time I do it. And there's the grommet. So we're near the end. There we go. So there's the little spear dealy in there that catches it. Oh, it's doing its job too well. There we go. I probably should have put some gloves on, but hey, if your fingers don't get dirty, you're not really having fun or learning anything, right? So let's go ahead and we'll unpackage this. Probably should have this a little more rehearsed, but I just got the burr up my butt to do this, so. Okay, this is the first one of these that I've used out of this. So I'm going to pull that off of here. These are nice replacement spools. I would rather use the originals that came with it. Come on, Joe. Not even sure I was on camera there. That's pretty professional. Ooh, and I'm getting so much ink on me. This is going to be so much fun. It's not rocket science. I'm sure I'm making it look really, really a lot harder than it is. Okay, I got that one on. Yeah, so I'm going to thread that a little bit. Get the grommet past there so that when I put it on here, it's in the ribbon reverse, or on the ribbon, the spool side of the ribbon reverse. I'll set this in here for now, even though I'm not going to use it. Put it down there. Now, this probably isn't the best camera for doing up close work like this, but I'm still experimenting with the channel a little bit on what I'm doing with cameras and whatnot. I'm still learning. Get that in there. This ribbon feels like different material than the other one, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on there just to hold it down a little bit. Go ahead and thread this one in because this is going to be the permanent spool for that one. There we go. Whoops. Gotta be careful you don't bump that. And it's likely to happen. Especially when you're hurrying and not being very careful because you don't want your video to take forever and look like a moron. These are pretty long ribbons too. These might actually be a fair bit longer than the one that was on here. I don't know for sure. I've seen some guys on YouTube, they actually have like a jig they made up or something to hook it to an electric drill so that they can, just zip it on over from one end to the other. I actually thought it'd be kind of cool to make something with a hand crank, like just a little. There we go. Okay, hit the grommet over here. I actually thought it'd be cool to make something with a hand crank so I can just spool them across on my own. But so let's undo this one. Take this out. Get a little more ribbon this way. We'll get this one completely undone and ooh, I feel like I'm manhandling these a little bit. Not being as delicate as I otherwise could have been. Okay, I didn't think that out. I need to get this across to this one now so that, because I want to save this ribbon. I think for now, for the test, I'll go ahead and I'll just put it back on here. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, got that back on there. I know I got this backwards, but it's just going to be temporary until I get the other one off. We'll do that off camera. right now. I just want to get a functional test and show the difference on. Oops. There we go. It's always a learning experience. It's the first time I've done this. Last time I did it, I actually wound it all the way to the other end and then used it a little bit and then wound it across and then did the other one. So, all right. Oh, I threw the original away last time. That's what it was. So let's go ahead and let's take a clean sheet of paper. See if this will. Yeah, there we go. That typical Olivetti Underwood thing. It just whoop right up without having to flip the bail. So I've got a little ink up here though. Okay, so this is it's Mother's Day, but the missus isn't here. She's out having a good time for a little bit, relaxing. So 14 May. Wow, that is such a difference. Holy cow. 14 May 2017. Let's flip to red. 14 May 2017. Got a little bit of splotchiness in there. I think there might be some slop in the ribbon right now. But, oh man. Let's go back up to black. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And whoops. Shouldn't really stand while doing this. It's harder for me to tell it. So you can tell that's much better copy. That's much darker, and I didn't have to type as hard. So this Olivetti Underwood 21, it's known for having a pretty hard touch. It's a hard typer. But I started to notice that I was having to push a lot harder to get the ink on the paper with the old ribbon. And if I just kept just a standard sort of, just a good typing clip on it, even though it was pretty faded, it was making contact and it was putting ink on it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put the new ribbon on. So anyway, just a quick little update on the, from the first video I did with changing out the ribbon. Yeah, thanks and have a good day.